Hey guys, Leah Fletcher here with Park University Career Development Center. Recently, we brought a new job portal to campus called Handshake. We're going to touch base on some ways to make sure you are utilizing it to its full potential. So first, let's take a look on how to get started. To find the portal, you'll visit park.joinhandshake.com. This is also on park.edu/handshake if you're looking for it later on. This is a great portal to connect people here in Kansas City to people all over the nation. That is really the transition from our previous system to our new system we utilize now, is the focus on nationwide opportunities. So let's take a look at some of the ways. So this is the screen you'll see when you visit that website. Obviously, anyone who's a student or alumni will choose that student and alumni button. And from there, you'll just have to enter in a little bit about what your background is, what your education is to get started. And then once you get a verification email, you're good to go and you can start utilizing the system as you wish. Okay, so let's take a look at, these are the 7 things we really wanted to highlight quickly in this short webinar about what you should be doing to make sure that you are utilizing it to its full potential. So the first one is to complete your profile and upload an up-to-date resume. So this is really important because if you, the same as LinkedIn, if your profile is not Okay, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me now? We had a little disconnection on the sound. Okay, so let's start just back to the first. I want to make sure you guys all heard that. So the first thing is to complete your profile and upload an up-to-date resume. This is really important because just as a LinkedIn profile, if it's incomplete or doesn't have all of the skills that you're wanting to share, then no one else will know that you have those skills and experiences. So you have to make sure your profile is completed, it has everything about yourself, and you have an up-to-date resume so that recruiters can look at that and see what they're wanting to take from your experience and see if it could translate into an opening they have. Then the second thing is to make your profile and resume both public. And I'll show you this after we go through these 7. But this is really important too. So if it's not public, the recruiters cannot actively see it. And so this is really being more reactive versus proactive. And we want to make sure that with it being public, that those recruiters can easily see what you have to offer them. Number 3 would be within the skills section, include certifications, security clearance, and any specific expertise in the certain areas. So specifically looking at certifications, so if you are a CPA, this is important to put in there because recruiters can search within the skills section and look for those who have a CPA certification. Security clearance will be helpful. I recently spoke with an IT company who, if they work on federal contracts, and if you have a specific security clearance within whether you worked in the federal government or the military, this kind of puts your resume to the top because they already have that security clearance that's needed. Second is specific expertise in certain areas. So if you are going into just a business role, business analyst maybe, but you have a background with IT and different programs, then including those specific programs, whether it's C++ or whatever it might be, is helpful because if you're working with an IT company as a business analyst, the ability to understand the programs will be helpful. It's just not something that they're requiring within the job description. Number 4 is when looking for openings, utilize those key relevant words and filters such as function, industry, job type, location, salary type, and work authorization. So if you're wanting to look in El Paso, Texas, making sure the location is filtered so that you're not getting jobs in LA that you're not interested in moving for. This is pretty common across job boards, but making sure you have those filters up to date will be helpful with your search. The last thing on that was work authorization. So if you're an international student, companies you can filter through will they require work authorization or not, and this is helpful so that you can really target your audience when you're looking at who should you be applying for. Number 5 is save these searches. So there's a lot of filters you can use. There's a lot of relevant words, especially for all sorts of different roles. So make sure you're saving these searches so that you can start where you left off. This is really helpful that you can have multiple saved searches. And if you have that, then it's really easy to see maybe you're looking in Texas and Colorado. You can have those 2 different saved searches and you don't have to alter that every time. Number 6 would be to favorite the jobs and employers you're interested in making sure you get notified. So if they have positions that are closing, that notifies you that if you have favored them. If you have favorited an employer, then when they post a position, it will send you a notification that they have posted that position and you won't miss out on that. Number 7 is to apply. So, like we mentioned before, recruiters can reach out to you with your profile and your up to date resume, but make sure you're applying for the positions you're interested so that you can get your information out there in front of recruiters that you're wanting to work with actively. Okay, so the last slide, we asked a student who is currently utilizing the system, what do they think is really important for other students to know that we might not have thought about being a non-student user? So here are some things. So employers are looking specifically for Park students. So all of the employers that are on Handshake, specifically with Park University, have been approved through one of our team members, and they are actively wanting to hire Park University students wherever they might be. The second thing is most applications are done internally, and it's a quick process. So your profile and your resume that you have up to date, you can quickly apply, and I'll show you this afterwards as well. But you can quickly apply with, I think, 1 or 2 clicks for those roles internally. Handshake asks if you will eventually need a visa sponsorship. And this is really nice, going back to our international students, if you're wanting to focus in what companies would consider a sponsorship and what companies will not, so that you don't put your time and effort into organizations that don't have the resources to do those sponsorships. Companies are hiring all over the US, not just in the Kansas City area. Easy application. The next thing is there's all kinds of jobs. This is full-time, part-time, internships, spring, summer, and fall. It's great for all of our students, freshman to senior to alumni. It reaches all of those students and alumni. The last thing would be employers can contact you directly if they like your application. So it's an easy communication. They have all your information. It's direct line of communication. You don't have to go through our department. You don't have to know who are the employers that are wanting to hire Park students. You don't have to come to us for that. It's all on that website and portal. Who is looking to open positions for Park students? So now we're going to do a quick run through. There's about 5 things I'd like to show you. I've created a mock profile. Excuse me, I was looking on. This is my mock profile that I wanted to show you. So if you sign in, this is what you'll see. You'll see you can view your profile. You have some tasks today, so I haven't finished my profile completely because I wanted to show you what that looks like. There's jobs expiring soon. You can see apply by, part-time jobs. And this first page, you can alter and change as you want. So if you are looking for full-time positions, you can remove that part-time jobs and add full-time positions. That's really a nice thing to have. It's really, you can make it your own and what you're looking for in a role. So the main page, this is that main page. I next want to show you your profile or what a profile would look like. So this is where you complete your profile. It's very easy. This section, you see the little pencils, you can change your name, you can change what year you are. So here we have education. This is going to be one of the things you want to make sure is done. Work experience, and having some information sharing what are the skills and experiences you gained from those roles is really important. Organizations that you're in, courses. So again, I haven't completed this, but this is courses you can add. So if you're wanting to apply for a finance internship, having finance courses would be really helpful to showcase, especially if you don't have any relevant work experience for that. Projects, you can all add that. The next thing I wanted to show you is to make sure when you're making it public. So I'm going to make my profile private. So I actually want to just show you real quick how easy it is. You want to make your profile public for everyone to see, especially if I assume if you're using this platform, you're interested in looking for roles, and making that public will be really helpful. It's, again, all of those employers that will be able to see it will only be the individuals that we have approved through our university. There won't be strange calls or cold calling. They'll all be approved employers. And then the next thing I want to show to you is this skills section here. So I had mentioned earlier about the CPA, the certifications, anything specific. I really want to reach out to our veteran and military students to kind of showcase how they can utilize this skills section here. So you see I have veteran, military, anything you want to include that way. But even going deeper, I want you to think about any certifications you have. So maybe you have a finance certification within the Army that could relate to a company's needs. Make sure you add all of your certifications that would be even reasonable as far as what you're looking for in a role after, whether it's an internship or after graduation. Include those sorts of certifications. Again, security clearance is really helpful. All of these things can be searched within the skills section. And so if an employer is looking, they can look themselves. If an employer comes to our department and asks, I would really like to reach out to all military service members correct in Kansas City, we can notify, or we can look on this system and figure out who would be a good candidate for those roles. And then I want to go back and I want to show you really quick. I think this is the last thing, and then we'll take a look and see if we have any questions that we could answer. So how to apply for those roles. So I mentioned it's really easy. It's the one click. I want to come in here. Let's take a look at a part-time job. So if you click see more jobs, this is what you see within that area. So I want to take a look at the social video production intern. So you can easily see who it's with. It's with ATK Technologies. It's in Los Angeles. It's their industry is internet and software. It's an internship. You can see when it runs from and what it pays. That's really nice to have all of this information up front so you can know when you're applying what sorts of things to expect. The next step would be this apply button over here. It's this green button. So you click apply. If you had documents, so I don't have documents in, if you had a resume, you could maybe you have 2 resumes, you can choose which resume or upload new and then submit application right here. It's 2 clicks, I think I figured out, but it's very easy to use. It's very easy to apply for those roles. So if you guys have any questions, a look and see if we have any questions. I don't see any questions off the top of my head. I will give you guys just some information. Again, if you want to find this site, it's park.edu/handshake. We'll also put it in the comments of this video. And if you have any questions, always feel free to shoot us a message at careerdevelopment@park.edu. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have fun utilizing the platform.